do have some major bullish news from Donald Trump hinting towards XRP adoption.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after?
The technical backbone of the financial system is outdated. Payments are slow and expensive. Although he didn't mention XRP itself, his words are clearly out of a Ripple playbook. The President of the United States is giving you the blueprint. Cryptocurrencies are gonna solve the friction of the financial system. And now get this, there is only one digital asset in the United States that has regulatory clarity. It's a battle test blockchain built for financial use case. And I get this, some people in the comments will say this is clickbait. He didn't mention XRP at all. Although he didn't mention XRP, he made it very clear. Do you think he was talking about BTC that is known for being slow and outdated? Or he was talking about Ethereum that has extremely high transaction fees? And let's not forget, just a couple of months ago, Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderoty were both for dinner at the White House. Now let's watch together what David Sachs has to say about crypto adoption and the integration of digital assets into the new financial system.
Will they also be regulated the same way? And I guess that's a big, I mean, the banks will say, hey, if they...
A good compromise is everyone leaves a little bit unhappy, right? But I think what's going to happen is that after market structure passes, the banks are going to get fully into the crypto industry. So we're not going to have a separate banking industry and crypto industry. It's going to be one digital assets industry. And I think
and will they be regulated
their opinions are going to evolve over time. And I bet you over time, the banks like the idea of paying yield because they're going to be in the stablecoin business.
But will they also be regulated the same way? And I guess that's a big, I mean, the banks will say, hey, if they get to do all the same things we do, how come they don't get regulated the same way?
Well, I guess because they're offering slightly different products, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, everyone offering the same product should be regulated in the same way. And we want to get to that harmonization.
This was huge. The crypto industry and the bank industry are gonna all merge together. This is indeed very exciting for XRP holders, but there is one hidden danger. The Genius Act has nothing to do with protecting retail investors. And here's the real danger. Stablecoin yield is just a bait. They want to attract as many new users as possible into a digital economy. Stablecoins are basically CBDCs rebranded. This is the same to say that digital IDs are not here to control you. It's not about surveillance, it's observation. Stablecoins are basically a form of CBDC issued by a private entity. And here is the big issue. There are tons of companies that are pretending to be private, but at the end of the day are government funded. In other words, the government itself disguised as a private company. Now watch Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Did I even say his name correctly? Let me know in the comments, I have no idea. Now let's watch this out.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. Past administration starved and almost made extinct a lot of these companies and pushed it offshore. So what we want to do is apply the highest U.S. regulatory and AML standards to digital assets.
I only care about one thing. Will we be number one in crypto? Crypto has turned out, and in that sense, I've been right. Crypto's turned out to be a massive industry, if you want to call it that. And I'm very proud to say that we are far and away ahead of China and everybody else. Now, China's getting into it very big right now. If you want to go after people, you're going to kill that industry, and it'll be very bad. Tremendous number of jobs. I campaigned positively on crypto, very openly. I campaigned. Biden campaigned against it. When Biden found out that I was getting like 100% of the crypto vote, which was a lot, he switched totally and he went in favor of crypto. They went totally in favor. They had many people under indictment. They let them all go. They let them all go. You know that. Many people were under indictment. Biden was a corrupt president. Biden went all in on crypto at the very end because he thought he could get some votes. It didn't work. They voted for me. I want to make crypto great for America. That's the only thing. I don't want to have somebody else have crypto and have China be number one in the world in crypto. Because in crypto, it's a kind of an industry where basically you're going to have number one and you're not going to have a number two. And right now we're number one by a long shot. I want to keep it that way. The same way we're number one with AI, we're number one with crypto. And I want to keep it that way.
Well, the president made it very clear. Crypto adoption is around the corner. If you think you have years to accumulate XRP, I am sorry to disappoint you, but I truly believe the utility market is going to happen way faster than most people realize. We are indeed at advanced stages of digital asset implementation into the new financial system. The technology is ready for years, regulation has simply to catch up. The Clarity Act is expected to come into law in just a couple of weeks, and there is one digital asset that sits ahead of the curve. And Ripple just became the Caesar of the crypto markets. This is no longer about building bridges or asking for permission. Regulation is going to wipe out the majority of crypto projects. So it's extremely important that you are positioning yourself into the right horses. So it's pivotal that you understand where regulation stands on this ecosystem. And now it's critical that you understand both the good and bad sides of regulation. I am simultaneously excited and terrified. I am excited because I hold XRP and I truly understand is about to become the settlement layer of the new financial system. Ripple is already positioning itself side by side with the IMF and the BIS. So inside me there is excitement because I hold XRP. I've been holding XRP since the early stages of adoption. And here comes the terrifying side of crypto adoption. I'm not delusional and I gotta tell you the truth. Crypto is not here to save you and XRP is not your friend. XRP is a financial weapon, and don't get me wrong, you can't blame technology. XRP is a neutral bridge asset. It has no political bias, hence why it can actually be utilized as a neutral bridge currency. But of course, you can leverage the XRP ledger capabilities for tokenization of real-world assets. This is just one example, and this is only one example of digital control. You can issue stablecoins on the XRP ledger that are subject to the clawback feature, assets that can be frozen and confiscated. CBDCs are a form of programmable money, so there are plenty of hidden dangers to digital asset implementation into the new financial system. And this is what I like to bring you on my channel. I like to show you both sides of the equation. I don't want to come here and lie to you and be delusional and say that XRP is here to save everyone. This is not a community-driven project. But here's what everyone's missing out. You can leverage XRP to escape the system. We can indeed run a parallel economy just by holding XRP. If you hold XRP on chain and you don't rely on centralized exchanges, you can buy and pay for goods and services transacting on the XRP ledger. If you use the native asset on the XRP ledger, you are no subject of programmability. XRP is not a form of programmable money. Nobody can confiscate or seize your XRP sitting on chain. The regulation trap that nobody's paying attention is about boosting the adoption of stablecoins. And here is how this is going to affect your life. Let's say you got a traffic fine. Before you even get the chance to dispute it, government says no time for it, you gotta pay your fine. They confiscate the money straight from your bank account because you are holding it in stablecoins, a digital format of the US dollar that is subject to government intervenence. So let's say you have $1,000 in your bank account and the fine is worth, let's say, $100. At that point, you won't even have a choice to pay the fine or not. That amount is going to be automatically deducted from your bank account. And as always, they're going to tell you that's for your protection. We want to track criminal activities. That's what they're going to tell you. So this agenda is about getting rid of cash transactions. Blockchain technology is not here to free you. Although you can leverage blockchain technology to build your freedom outside of the system, that's definitely possible if you do it on the right way. The primary focus of blockchain technology has always been about traceability. Let me know in the comments if you like the concept of building a parallel economy that runs on XRP. And if you are interested to get a digital wallet certificate by a duly certified lawyer, that's a process I have been through with my highly specialized legal assistants. They basically going to analyze your entire history of transactions on the blockchain, and then you're going to use these documents to actually secure a loan against your crypto, for example, present it to financial institutions, use this to actually generate passive income out of your XRP in the future, whether it's through lending platforms or automated market makers. This is the way to prove that the XRP you hold in your cold wallets actually belongs to you. This is a very complex process. You might have transactions from a decade ago. So my legal team goes through all of that trouble. I've seen documents that have more than 100 pages of transactions. Let's say you're trying to offer them $5 million that you just cashed out from crypto. If you send that straight to a bank account, there's a high chance you're going to get in trouble. So if you are interested about a digital wallet certificate, you can comment certificate. So I'm going to actually answer to your comments with an email address that you can reach out to my highly specialized legal team. So if you are interested about digital wallet certificate, check the first comment. I'm actually going to pin a comment so you can get their contacts. You can just mention you watched my video and you're going to receive priority support. This is not about being paranoid. This is about preparing for transformation. Remember how governments around the world colluded back in 2019 to actually seize our freedom? Do you still doubt how far they can go with surveillance and control? I did learn the lesson. Thank you, everyone. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this content. I can put out more information about digital wallet certificates, digital IDs, and CBDCs. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see you in the next video.